When architects set out to build the Akshardham Temple complex, they looked to the distant past. The entire structure was engineered through a gravity-defying assembly of precisely carved blocks, created entirely without modern steel or concrete framing. Thousands of tons of pink sandstone were shaped into 234 pillars and 20,000 statues, relying on ancient load-bearing techniques to support the massive domes. The creatives designed the complex to serve as a physical timeline for the region's heritage, incorporating motifs that they believed represented 10,000 years of non-violent Indian culture. They established a 100-acre sanctuary, where the open courtyards and serene gardens were intended to serve as a literal dwelling of peace. On the afternoon of September 24, 2002, the Gandhinagar complex was functioning exactly as intended. Devotees prayed in the inner halls, while families walked casually through the sunlit courtyards. At exactly 4:45 p.m., a white car pulled up outside Gate 3. Two young men stepped out, carrying heavy backpacks and concealed weapons. Security volunteers were actively checking bags at the doors. To bypass them, the two men turned away, scaled a 7-foot perimeter wall, and dropped directly into the complex's amusement park. A space built to be welcoming and open was suddenly being exploited. The very design that invited peace was now being used to facilitate an assault. Within seconds, the gunmen crossed the park and sprinted down the 200-foot main pathway, firing into the crowds. As the chaos erupted, Temple Supervisor Code Singh Jadaf noticed the attackers, heading straight for the inner sanctum, where 35 worshippers were currently trapped. Jadaf ran toward the entrance. Even after taking a bullet to the leg, he reached the threshold and manually slammed the massive door shut, locking the worshippers safely inside. By securing the inner sanctum, Jadaf prevented the attackers from taking hostages. This forced a tactical shift, moving the event away from a prolonged negotiation crisis and toward a direct military resolution. This quick thinking by an unarmed civilian bought the state forces the critical time they needed to mobilize. As night fell, the NSG commandos, known as the Black Cats, arrived under the command of Brigadier Raj Sitapathy to begin Operation Vajrashakti. The temple's layout was a tactical challenge. Expansive open courtyards lacked high vantage points, leaving commandos exposed without sniper support. The attackers retreated to an unlit grove of trees, forcing the commandos into close-quarters combat. The clearing operation was slow and methodical. While moving to eliminate a threat at close range, Subedar Suresh Chand Yadav was killed in the line of duty. By dawn, the commandos had neutralized the remaining threats, ending the 14-hour siege. The NSG completed the mission without using heavy explosives that would have compromised the temple structure. They had secured the grounds while keeping the sanctuary intact. The siege claimed the lives of 33 people, including both worshippers and the soldiers who defended them. Authorities feared the attack would trigger immediate civil unrest. It occurred only 6 months after the Godhra train tragedy, and the threat of statewide riots remained high. However, the state remained calm. Demonstrating a commitment to its original purpose, the Temple Trust reopened Akshardham to the public just 14 days later. The rapid reopening served as a demonstration that the cultural life of the complex would continue despite the attempt to stall it through violence. This resolve led to further expansion. In 2005, the massive Delhi Akshardham complex opened, drawing millions into its halls. President APJ Abdul Kalam personally inaugurated the new grounds, officially marking a new era for the Akshardham legacy. The events of 2002 transformed the site from a purely architectural project into a space defined by the courage of its defenders. Akshardham remains a site where the history of the architecture is now inseparable from the story of its survival. The pink sandstone stands today because individuals like Code Singh Jadaf ensured it remained a sanctuary, proving that the resolve of its people is as durable as the stone itself.